here's the backstory. If you're just tuning in now, maybe you didn't hear this. As you know, I was away from the microphone for 2 weeks because I was leading a pilgrimage in the Holy Land. 320 of you came with us to the Holy Land, and we traveled up and down, and all of the key holy sites we visited. My intention was, and I didn't tell you about this ahead of time, I wanted to surprise you, but my intention was to have a big quantity of special medals with the image of St. Peter, our first pope, on one side, and the image of St. Paul on the other side. St. Paul wrote most of the New Testament. And the plan was to take these medals from place to place, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, up in the northern part of Israel. This is where Isaiah performed that miraculous feat and defeated the 200 prophets of Baal, a false god, and destroyed any hopes that they had to prove that their God was real. That happened there. Our Lady of Mount Carmel gave the brown scapular there, St. Simon's Stock. The connections, both Old and New Testament, are pretty profound. As well as further south, so in Jerusalem, Nazareth, Bethlehem, all the places where Jesus walked, and at Cana where he performed his first public miracle, turning water into wine, etc. So my goal was to carry these medals and touch them to all these holy places. And guess what happened? Old Hairy Legs, he got in the middle of things, and he did what he could. I believe, this is my way of explaining what happened. When they were shipped over there, they didn't go there. They went to a castle in England. Why? I do not know. Why would they go to a castle in England? I do not know. How would that happen? I do not know. All I know is they were, in a strange kind of way, diverted far away from the Holy Land. So we get to the Holy Land, and I'm thinking, okay, well, plan B. Let's just get another batch of these medals. Well, it turns out we couldn't get that many of them because so many of you want to call 877-291-0123 and get yours. We knew we had to have a fairly good-sized number of medals. We couldn't get them. So I said, all right, plan B, what else? What other kind of medal can you get? And they said, well, we have this beautiful one. This is of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. So it has a beautiful image of Our Lady holding baby Jesus and the brown scapular. And I thought, bingo, bango, that works just great. So what do? They ship us that huge quantity of the wrong medal.
Hey, what happened?
Exactly. That was my reaction. So like the second attempt now, we get the wrong medal. I couldn't even figure out what this medal was. I could see sort of generically it looked kind of like the Blessed Virgin Mary. I wasn't sure what it was, but I thought, no, this is not what I want for the listeners of the Patrick Madrid Show. So we just kept going and going. And so what wound up happening is, in spite of Old Hairy Legs' best efforts to prevent this from happening, it's happening because we got the St. Peter and Paul medals in the correct quantity. They're en route, even as we speak right now, to the Holy Land. And over the course of the next week, they're being touched to all of these holy places that I just mentioned to you. That means they become relics. That means that when you call 877-291-0123 right now, you will receive this medal that in essence will remind you of the full armor of God. It's a piece of metal, yes, but it is a reminder, or should be a reminder to you, that in Christ you are wearing the full armor of God. And so you are. And so whether you have that medal on a chain around your neck, or whether you have it attached to your rosary that you say every day, or whether you have it maybe on the key fob for your car keys or something, have it about you, have it on your person, have it near you. And it's going to remind you every day, not only of wearing the full armor of God, but also the fact that you're on Team Jesus. And that you, in spite of the efforts, I believe anyway, of Old Hairy Legs to prevent you from getting that medal, nonetheless, you've got it. I love the statement from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. St. Paul says, put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. And you know he schemes. I'm sure you've experienced him scheming in your own life, scheming in your finances, scheming in your kids' lives, tempting them, luring them to go away from Jesus. You know what it's like, and you know that we all have to deal with this. It says in 1 Peter chapter 5, the devil's like a roaring lion, prowling around looking for someone to devour. Don't let him do that, and stand up against him. And what's cool about this medal, quite frankly, is that it is your tangible reminder again, touch to all these holy sites. It's your tangible reminder that you are standing up with Jesus, obviously, because greater is he who is in us than he who is in the world. You're standing up with Jesus against the schemes of the devil, against his schemes against your kids, against his schemes against your faith, and the faith of all the people that you see, all God's children going to work every morning. When you're in your car and you look out the window and you're on the 405 freeway in LA or wherever it is you live, you look out the window and you see all these people commuting to work. All of them have their own stories, their own dramas, their own concerns and fears and hopes and wants, and all of those can be answered and remedied by Jesus Christ, which is why when you call 877-291-0123 and you make your pledge of $1 a day, that's all we're asking, just $1 a day. What can you buy with $1 nowadays? Hardly anything. You can get, what, a pack of chewing gum? I mean, what else are you going to get for $1 nowadays? Not much. But when you pledge $1 a day by calling 877-291-0123 or going to relevantradio.com, no busy signals there, relevantradio.com, you'll never get a busy signal, obviously. But what's going to happen is you're going to receive this medal, and it will be your reminder from here to eternity that you took a stand and you said, I want to be part of standing up against the schemes of the devil. Second thing, and that is, keep in mind what St. Peter and Paul did. St. Peter, the first pope, yes. St. Paul, he almost single-handedly brought the Catholic Church to all these various localities in the Mediterranean world and beyond. He went to Spain, he went all over the place. But here's the thing. You may say, all right, look at how bad things are in our culture right now. Look, we got Planned Parenthood running wild. We've got all these different lifestyle agendas and all these gender ideologies running wild. And we've got people being steamrolled by all these terrible things that are contrary to right reason and divine revelation. And it's tempting at times, I know, it's tempting at times to become discouraged. But here's why this medal is so important for you. Is because what did St. Peter and Paul do? They started off preaching the good news in Israel, and then they went a little further afield. You know what they wound up doing? They wound up going to the center of the Death Star, which was the Roman Empire. They went to Rome. They didn't run away from it. They ran toward it. And they went to the very epicenter of the persecution and the hatred of Jesus Christ. They were killing Christians left and right. They went there. They took the truth of the gospel directly to the heart of the Death Star, and they won. Because within 3 short centuries, with the blood of the martyrs, the countless martyrs, men, women, and boys and girls who were killed for their belief in Jesus Christ. You think you have it bad at times? I think I have it bad at times. You know, that's nothing. What we experience in this life is nothing. A little bit of pushback on Facebook, big deal. In the early church, people would lose their lives willingly for the sake of Jesus Christ. And that was emanating from the heart of the Roman Empire in Rome. That's where St. Peter and Paul went. That's where they were martyred under the Emperor Nero. St. Peter crucified upside down. In fact, if you go to Rome and you see, when you go to Rome and you see that obelisk in the center of St. Peter's Piazza in front of St. Peter's Basilica, that obelisk was standing in Nero's circus where St. Peter was crucified upside down. He saw that with his own eyes before he died as a martyr. St. Paul had his head chopped off. So all the more reason for you to have this medal. But you got to call now, or go to Relevant Radio now, because I really do believe at the pace that they're going to be gone by later today. And I want the Patrick Madrid Show listeners to have first crack at it. Well, the morning year people had first crack at it, but you know what I'm saying. So call now, 877-291-0123, 877-291-0123. Don't procrastinate, okay? I know what it's like to procrastinate. You don't want to do it now because later today, or certainly by tomorrow, these will be gone. 877-291-0123, pledge $1 a day, and you will get no busy signal if you go to relevantradio.com or on the Relevant Radio app.